Right now, at this exact moment, invisible forces are shaping what you think, what you believe, and what you do. Welcome to Dark Archive. Today, we're diving into a deeply unsettling reality about the human mind, the Asch Conformity Experiment, and why you do what others do. My goal here is to break down a forbidden piece of psychology to expose a mechanism that's literally controlling your everyday behavior. You probably think you're entirely independent, right? But as you're going to see, your thoughts may not completely be your own. Let's get into it.
Because there is an active, ongoing manipulation of your reality happening every single day. I want you to make this feel real for a second. Imagine being watched and influenced right now without even knowing it. That's the exact premise we're unraveling today. We all like to think we're immune, that our own eyes and our logic are this flawless shield against manipulation. But we've got to confront the uncomfortable truth. These invisible forces, they're constantly at work on you.
Now, when we talk about manipulation today, we instantly think of governments, right? Or massive tech algorithms, or some insidious advertisers tracking our data. But the ultimate influence is not an algorithm. It's something far older and far more powerful. It's the people around you.
Which brings us to the core question of today's explainer. Would you deny what your own eyes tell you? I mean, it sounds absolutely absurd, right? Of course you wouldn't. But back in 1951, a psychologist named Solomon Asch set out to test this exact question. And he made a discovery that most people outright refuse to believe about themselves. He proved that, given enough social pressure, the vast majority of people will willingly and actively reject obvious reality.
Let me show you how this trap was actually built. So, Asch recruited college students for what they were told was just a simple vision test. You'd walk into a quiet, clinical room and take a seat with 7 other people. But here's the catch. Those 7 people, they were secretly actors working for Asch. The task was incredibly mundane. You just look at a line on a card and identify which of 3 other lines matched its length. The answer was unmistakable, literally obvious, until the actors started giving the wrong answer, unanimously, confidently, as if the obvious, real answer simply didn't exist.
Now, picture yourself sitting in that room. The first person gives a completely wrong answer. The second person agrees with them, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, all confidently agreeing on a reality you can clearly see as false. And then it's your turn to answer. Can you feel that suffocating pressure? That intense weight of the room resting entirely on your shoulders as every single eye turns to you?
Here's the wild part. When participants took this test alone, they answered correctly nearly 100% of the time. There was zero confusion. I mean, the test was incredibly easy. But when they were trapped in the invisible strings of that group dynamic, under the suffocating weight of unanimous pressure, their behavior entirely changed. They became completely willing to lie. 75%. That is not just a statistic, it's a chilling reflection of human nature. When surrounded by a unanimous group giving the wrong answer, 75% of participants conformed to the lie at least once. Just let that sink in. They gave an answer they knew for an absolute fact was wrong, simply because everyone around them said it was right. And it wasn't because they were weak, it wasn't because they were unintelligent, it's because of how our brains are wired. So Solomon Asch identified 2 distinct psychological traps driving this behavior, and both of them are operating on you right now. The first trap is informational conformity. When you're uncertain about something, your brain frantically looks to others for guidance. If everyone around you believes a certain thing, your subconscious genuinely starts to believe the crowd knows something you don't. It treats social consensus as actual tangible evidence of reality.
But then there's a darker truth. Normative conformity. This happens even when you are absolutely certain, even when you know the group is completely wrong. At a deep evolutionary level, the fear of social rejection is powerful enough to completely override your personal judgment. Think about it. Millennia ago, rejection from your tribe meant death. Your brain hasn't updated its software. It doesn't know the stakes have changed. It just knows it has to comply to survive.
Now let's escalate the stakes here, because the Asch experiment never actually ended. It just evolved. In 1951, it was a clinical, intimate room with 7 people. Today, it's a digital room with billions. The scale is inescapable. The walls of that testing room have expanded to encompass the entire globe through the screens we hold in our hands every single day.
And here is how that invisible influence actually manifests today. Social media has basically turned every like, every share, and every comment into a constant, invisible weapon of normative conformity. Every single time you see a post with thousands of likes, your brain registers social consensus. Exploding digital trends pull you toward them. Your political opinions, what you buy, what you consider beautiful, even your deepest moral judgments,
All of them are being shaped invisibly and constantly by the exact same mechanism Solomon Asch documented over 70 years ago.
But amidst all this dark psychology, there is a single thread of hope, and it's represented by a massive 80% drop. Asch discovered that when just one single other person in that room gave the correct answer, when just one person dissented from the group, conformity dropped by 80%. The spell was broken instantly.
What you should take away from this is actually immensely empowering. You don't need to convince the whole crowd. You don't need to change the entire system. One voice of dissent is enough to give other people the psychological permission to trust their own judgment. You just need to be the one person willing to stand apart, look at the reality right in front of you, and say, wait, let me think for myself.
I want to leave you with this final, powerful thought. Conformity is not a weakness. It's a primal survival mechanism built into every human brain. But awareness of this trap gives you something evolution never intended you to have, a choice. You can see the invisible strings now. If you want to continue uncovering the buried history and forbidden psychology controlling your world, make that choice. Subscribe to Dark Archive. The archive is open.